Hey everyone, Larry Pershing here. I've got a question for you. Should retirement be a goal? We often see retirement as kind of the ultimate goal, especially for financial planning. You aim to retire and then boom, we're kind of done, or at least we're just managing that retirement goal for the rest of retirement. But is it kind of really the truly end all be all we think it is? Or is it just the beginning of a new journey? Retirement is fascinating to me because it's a negative goal. We subtract work from our lives. It's kind of like addition by subtraction. So we're taking away work from our lives in the hope that it'll make our lives better. But does it actually? For many people, I don't think so, at least based on what I've seen from the hundreds of retirees I've encountered. I mean, just imagine going from working full-time, 40 hours a week, to having zero structured hours in your week. Can you fill those 40 hours meaningfully? Maybe you can do 10 hours of activities that you're like stoked about, but what about the other 30? Probably more difficult than you think. And what does this kind of look like day in and day out? It's easy to get excited about some trip, that'll take maybe, let's say a month, a month-long trip at the beginning of retirement, but what about the other 11 months? And this kind of gets at another issue with making retirement a goal, is that goals are solid and defined like a brick, right? They have a beginning and end. You can point at and say, yeah, that's the brick, and this is where it starts, this is where the brick ends. Retirement isn't like that at all. You take work away and you spend potentially the rest of your life in this new phase. It's more of a journey than a goal. I recently became a parent, and I see the similarities between parenthood and retirement. Nobody says, oh, I just had a kid, now I'm off to climb Mount Everest. Like, oh, I just checked the box. I achieved my goal of having a child. Now I'm off to the next thing. It doesn't work like that, right? We all recognize parenthood as a process, that having a child is just the beginning, and the real journey, it comes after you have the kid, right after you achieve the goal. But for some reason, we still talk about retirement as if it's a goal to just check off the list. But actually, it's a change in our identity and the start of a new adventure. I see people spending way too much time planning to retire and not enough time planning what to do in retirement. Another way to say this is people spend too much time retiring from something and not enough time retiring towards something. And oftentimes when I'm talking with people about this, and I'll gently point it out to someone, they'll say, oh, well, Larry, I'm going to have plenty of time to figure out what to do in retirement once I don't have work, right? I'll have all the time in the world to figure it out. And that's true. But in my experience, what I've seen is this is often just a procrastination tool or phrase people use because it helps them avoid facing the uncomfortable reality of having potentially decades without a clear purpose of what to do. That can be really scary for folks. So my advice to you, start thinking about and experimenting with activities and hobbies now before you retire. Just like preparing for parenthood, you need to prepare for retirement. Try new things, find what excites you, what gets you up out of bed in the morning, and have a flexible plan. A plan, soft P, not hard P. This is going to change. This proactive approach is going to help make your transition smoother and more fulfilling. If you feel like you need help planning for this exciting new phase of life, reach out to me. You can go to OptimumRetirementPlanning.com. I have a complimentary call we can book to figure out how to begin to start planning your retirement together so that you can focus on those more important, fulfilling things like what you're actually going to do with your time. Don't wait until you retire to figure it out. Let's start planning your journey today. Happy retiring.